I am Dia Agarwal are going to host this session. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the Faculty Development Program on Digital Forensics for Innovators Leveraging Open Source in Cyber Investigations. I take this opportunity to welcome our FTP speaker and all the participants for this session. Yesterday, we had an insightful session with Mr. Aman Kumar where he shared his expertise and invaluable knowledge. It was truly an enriching experience, and I am sure we gained a lot from his insights. Today, we are privileged to have Mr. Aman Kumar with us once again as we delve deeper into this exciting and crucial domain. Without further delay, let's welcome Mr. Aman Kumar once again. Over to you, sir.
Very good evening, good evening, everyone. Today's session will be on penetration testing. Like, we'll be understanding ethical hacking and penetration testing. This testing that we will be doing in this 2 day session by using a Kali Linux as well as by the implementation of machine learning also. My My presentation outline that will be first will be trying to understand what is ethical hacking and thereafter what exact the causes of this data breach. Like in any organization, we do have a lot of employee those are working in an organization. Like not only if we are saying like employees are the pillar of any organization, which mean what exactly the data breach reason the employees had defined will be trying to understand with the visualization. Thereafter will be understood like the vulnerability, how all have an understanding, like what kind of a data is mostly hacker are actually trying to get that kind of a data will be trying to understand. Thereafter, types, phases of ethical hacking as well as the penetration testing. Lastly, we'll be understanding what exact the difference in both, and thereafter we'll be doing the hands-on session on Kali Linux as well on a machine learning. All this will be the outline like for a next 2 hour session. Let me start with the first one, like what exactly the ethical hacking is. Like ethical hacking is, let us suppose if someone is going to get an access of a system, but that access is not authorized one, just like un, that take an example. I just want to get an access of my access the system, but whatever the attempt that I am going to perform, that will be the authorized attempt. Thereafter, this ethical hacking is the concept of this so that many organizations those are already have a software in a market but actually want to test it like before the attacker, they want to identify what exact the vulnerability in that software, all kind of a simulation that all come under this ethical hacking. And why it is important right now, because because right now what exactly we are seeing right now, the millions of million and million even billions of the website, billions of application those are right now available in a market. Even though take an example, I have my email id, I don't have an idea, let us suppose it can be hacked or not. Yes, now it is the like have a, we do have a one normal application like normal site. With that site, as you can see with this normal website, like how actually the attacker getting the data. Right now take an example, if I'm just going to search it on this like my email id have I want.net, which means that this will provide me the detail like is my data is available it on any of the resource. If any of the resource will be found will be having my data, will be providing the detail, which mean that like many time we do not even an idea, like as you can say see right now it is showing like this kind of not having any of the bridge till today, like on this outlook.com, many of the time, like our website data, many of the time, whatever the data we are accessing from the internet, many of the data that is related to the cloud will be hacked. And we do have a very small application with that will even the normal person even can check it out. What exactly we that means this is for protect sensitive data protection, which mean in my email id will definitely will be having a lot of email like in inbox. Take an example, if someone is going to get an unauthorized access, which mean will be able to see my complete google drive data. That means like this ethical hacking is a kind of the attempt for so that we'll be able to protect the data, and thereafter the whatever take an example, let us suppose having any loophole, which mean that will directly tell the organization, okay, this is the loophole, like so that the cyber attacker will not be able to find it out. But everything whatever the ethical hacker will be doing it will be doing it according to the security standardization, which mean ensuring the compliance with the complete security standard. Thereafter let me see according to employee what exact the causes of data breach. In this pie chart, as we can see right now, the majority of 23 percentage of majority being pressured or stressed, which mean that like what exactly during the pressure they don't have an idea, like just open a website even not having an idea what exact the website they have opened, what exact application they have used. Because many organization they say this thing like just provide me this report just within a minute, within a hour, which mean that like employee it's itself an identity, employee is itself an entity. Let us suppose if someone is going to pressurize it, which mean having a more chances of data breach. The second one is using a mobile device. Like mobile device mean like we have an idea, like we do have right now the device compatible web application, device compatible mobile application. But still when we just open any of the website in a mobile, any of the application in a mobile device, we even not much focus it on the url side, not much even have any not much focusing it on whether it is a secured or not, which mean the most of the data which is right now the majority is from like because of stress, otherwise using a mobile devices, and 20 percentage of that is tiredness, and 50 percentage as we can see rushing and making a mistake. Like human is error, which mean like the employee is committing a mistake as well, like 15 percentage of data, and 8 percentage of what exactly they're committing this thing like inadequate security system available, like which mean like having a flaws in a security system there. That's why the 8 percentage of data that has this is the cause of data breach. And lastly the 5 percentage of data, they do not have understanding, like they don't have inadequate employee training. As you can see right now, like the 5 percentage of data, the employee, which mean that they should have at least an idea which website, which application, what exact the constraints of cybersecurity constraint that they need to follow. L- as a normal person, like what exactly we do is we just open an email in any open an email in any of the browser, like mm, take an example, if the browser actually like the browser will definitely store the data in a cookies or a session, which mean will be having a chances of data breach. And thereafter let we understand is like what data is most vulnerable. And see, first one is like as you can see let first we understood employee how the data is rich right now. And let me understand it this histogram. As you can see, I just have categorized into a two category. One is causes accidentally, second is intentionally. First category that is related to the employee data. That include personal information, that includes salary detail. As you can say, intentionally the 40 percentage of data is going to be going to be vulnerable, which means intentionally caused is 40 percentage and accidentally causes 39 percentage. And thereafter, like intellectual property business, like company data, which include financial report, 37 percentage, which mean like intentionally, not unintentionally, intentionally. Like if anyone is going to provide a detail, thereafter any attacker will be able to retrieve that detail. And 36 percentage of data ratio that is actually accidentally, which means the attacker is able to retrieve that kind of a detail. And let we talk about the customer data, like the telephone agencies, like they already have their personal person. We have when we just sign a customer application form, when we just fill that kind of a form, will be having a data. But intentionally, like telephone agencies, the organization, that kind of like organization are more active into this, which mean intentionally 17 percentage of ratio and 20 percentage of ratio, that is 20 that is accidentally. Like organization, obviously if I want to run an organization, should have an infrastructure, like should have operational infrastructure. That kind of a like that kind of a most vulnerable to insider a data breach will be 4 percentage intentionally and 3 percentage of accidentally. And 1 percentage of data not having any of specific region, the 2 percentage of data accidentally is going to be breached. What exactly in this two diagram we understood is, like the first we understood that what exact the causes of data breach, and thereafter where it the most vulnerable data we are this data breach right now is going the attacker how they are getting this data, which mean as you can see that not all every time the accidentally data breach is not a reason, which mean attentional data breach, which mean not having much awareness, not having much understanding. Is like take an example, if salary person getting the salary, that is the responsibility of a person not to share with the other person like that kind of detail. What exactly happening is, when someone is just going to want to fill any other organization detail without knowing much of the detail, will be by default filling a detail. When going to fill that detail, which mean that that organization is going to take the whole data. That organization will be having all data, which mean in all over the world we do have a data. When we just see the iceberg analysis, the 4 percentage that will be the surface web, the 90 percentage that was the that was, you can say, a deep web, and 6 percentage of remaining that was the dark web data, which means we do have a lot of data. How actually this data is going to be bridged right now, like this are these are the two major causes, intentionally and accidentally. In cybersecurity trend 2005, like what exactly the trend right now. First one was ransomware, because ransomware means the criminal are right now shifting to a data encryption. First of all, they are going to attack this attack the system. After attacking it, will be going to interact it, incorrect the file, because we'll be able to demand it for a bitcoin monetary value. Thereafter, the cyber war. Cyber war mean like disruptive malware, like malicious code going to insert in a system, like this actually system. If I'm talking about the weakened system, because if the security mechanism are too high, which mean will be able not able to insert. But right now, everyone is right now using a AI technology. Not only we are using a technology, also attackers are also using that kind of a technology that can come under the like kind of a cyber war actually. Next one is info stealer. Info stealer mean like our credential data, sensitive data, like that what kind of a data it will be. It can be the individual data or organizational data. Like how this kind of a data actually they are retrieving. Like with the why already understood this, we do have a multiple malware. Malware are further divided into a different type, which mean with this take an example the adware backdoor, what kind of a malware it is will be taking an access or of our system, and thereafter will be able to remotely access my detail and will be able to retrieve the whatever the data they want to get it from my system. And the next category is edge cloud devices and cloud. Cloud mean like whatever the data we are storing in a nowadays, which mean like we are going to put in data on a cloud. Like whatever we are claiming, we do have a REST API, we do have a GREP API, we have a SOAP API, we have another different kind of a mechanism for creating API, but still they are lacking it from security. Like take an example, if someone is having an excess of API, the attacker can easily get the whole data from the cloud. And thereafter the edge devices, like how they are doing this kind of a things, like edge devices mean take an example, if the attacker is going to access a one system on a network, will be able to retrieve the whole data. Like now, as you can see right now, the cybersecurity stat, like on an education sector even 3.5k plus on weekly attack on the education system. Why do we say this ethical hacking and penetration testing? The knowledge of this is most important. As you can see right now, education sector 3.5k, ransomware victim are healthcare, like targeting a healthcare industry as well, 10% of ratio. And information stealer mean like getting the data from the for individual or organization. That was 20 in 24, 28 percentage of attack, 58 percentage of. And what exact the you can say the amount, like the median ransom payment in 2024, that was 200k dollar. With this stat, with this understanding, which mean right now will be understand is we like ethical hacking is right now most important. Like whatever the attempt that we are going to do is will be doing it in a according to the security compliances. Like different type of the ethical hacking we have, like web application hacking, system hacking, server hacking, wireless network hacking, and last one is social hacking. Let we try to understand each and every type. The first one is application hacking. Application hacking mean like to gain unauthorized access for of the application. Application web application mean take an example, Facebook. Here, let us suppose not having any credential, like ethical hacker, if the ethical hacker gaining an access and able to retrieve the whole information, that kind of exploiting web apps will be a, in a category of web application hacking. Thereafter, next one is system hacking, like kind of a backdoor, like getting up a village, like having an excess of cracking the password, like having an ability to crack any of the password of a system. There next we have the web server hacking. Web server hacking mean where we actually store a application, like whatever the data we are talking about, data deep web data 90 percentage, where actually we store that data, we always store that data either it on a cloud or it on a web server. Which mean if target target is the web server, and to gain a control over all the hosted website, that is the type of web server hacking. There next we have is wireless network. Wireless network mean like when we just when we just enter a password for a Wi-Fi, like should have our name and thereafter it should have the credential. Credential mean the Wi-Fi password, which mean that if someone has just uh, many time what exactly the person do is just a date of birth, just a child date of birth, wife date of birth, like you can say parent date of birth, just going to fill it as a normal password. And thereafter what exactly even the application that I have shown to you, like this kind of application, WP VPA tester, what exactly this application is doing, it will apply, like as you can see right now, what exactly this is doing is just going to test different, like let us suppose just try to understand in a very simple way, like like will, like if we are, which mean that first of all we'll be able to see the Wi-Fi. If the encryption mechanism, if the security is too weak, which mean that we'll be able to get the control of this, that all that, like, see, this is not illegal if any student or any learner is going to do, but in an ethical term, like that, this is a category of hacking a wireless network. And last category is a social engineering category. Social engineering mean like confidential information, like manipulating a people, like creating a curiosity, like a kind of, you can say, phishing. It can be any technique, like after creating a curiosity, a person will be going to fill a detail or going to click on any of the image. After clicking on image, that which mean the malicious code by default, whatever the condition clause will be given there accordingly, will be going to provide the detail, the kind. It can be any confidential information, it can be any information that is that is needed, that all under this social engineering. Now let we try to understand right now still. See, actually, we do have a three type of hacker. The first one is what exactly we have understood right now, that all we have understood that ethical hacker. They work it for securing a system. They already have a permission to test a system. Like they, why they are doing this all this task of all kind of a work, just to improve security, like just to giving a benefit to a organization. Now next type of hacker, the hacker, those are like the black hat hacker, those person who have the skill, who has, but they actually, a term used like attacker or a hacker term, which mean that what exactly they will do is they don't have any right, they don't have any permission, they will be just going to exploit the system for personal gain, financial benefit, or just to harm yourself, harm the person, which mean that it is totally illegal. This black hat hacker, whatever the operation they are performing, whatever the code they are injecting, which is totally illegal. And last category is the gray hat hacker, which mean that might be they are going to hack the system without permission, but oftenly, if take an example, if they got any vulnerability, like a kind of a bug bounty, we have understood the different kind of vulnerability we are having, like XSS, SQLi, which mean that gray hat hacker are those kind of a hacker, those actually work it for a gray area. Gray area mean if they found the vulnerability, they will be going to create a report, and that report they are going to submit to the respective organization, which mean that like the black hat hacker category, which is totally illegal, like anonymous, what exactly the term we are using, like a simple simply we can say is like when we use a dot onion website, like we do not even have an idea who has created this site, and is it site will be available after a month or a two. Take an example, if someone is just going to pay any amount, after paying an amount, will not be having an idea whether whatever the product, whatever the whatever the purchase he has just done, whether it will be going to whether it will be provided to him or her, which mean all work that whatever this like a kind of the dark web work, which all is come under this illegal operation. Now, our task is like to understand ethical hacking. Our task is to secure the system, which mean this is our prime responsibility. Like whatever the learning that we are doing right now, we just need to take it as a education. And even though whatever the implementation I will be showing to you, whatever the implementation in a machine learning, I just have included even a disclaimer as well. The reason is because I just have added a disclaimer as well. This is already provided to you. What is disclaimer? It is like whatever the implementation, whatever the URL data will be using is, that is just for education purpose, and do not use any of the code like that code will be providing you, which mean for do not use it for unauthorized domain, which mean that like any of the testing that need to be that is going to be performed on an unauthorized domain, which is illegal. That's why I just have added a disclaimer as well. Let we go to move further, like what exact the phases of ethical hacking. When we just go through is the phases of ethical hacking and penetration hacking somehow are same to same. What the but curiosity in mind of what exact the difference in this ethical hacking and hacking, penetration testing. I will be covering all. Let me first understand what exact the phases of this ethical hacking. First one is like reconnaissance. Why, what exactly the mean of this, like what exactly the implementation that we have done in a yesterday session, like surveillance that is the initial state mean like just going to retrieve what exact the folder detail it will be in this initial state. Thereafter the second phase, which will be the scanning phase, like going to identify which port is open, what exact the operating system name it is, what exact the IP address, and there accordingly will be going to target it. Why going to target it? For gaining an access, which means the third phase will be the gaining an access, like for this will be discovering a vulnerability, and thereafter will be applying this vulnerability on the port which is open on the target IP. After targeting a IP, which means whatever the target system it will be trying to gain the unauthorized access. After gaining the unauthorized access, thereafter maintaining its access, which means let us suppose once time just got an access, which mean that let us suppose want to get in data. For getting a data, like you kind of a, like you can say exfiltration if you want to do, which mean that just to maintain access as well. After maintaining it on, maintaining the whole access, thereafter will be able to perform whatever the action, whatever the desired it is, for which this is ethical hacking is going to be performed. Last one is covering track. Covering that track mean like this is the final fact. Final phase. The ethical hacker will be ensuring this thing like hacker presence remain undetectable. Like whatever you just have retrieved right now, it trying to covering track is, which mean that the presence will be trying to whatever the presence is trying to remain it undetectable. Thereafter, still till to right now, we just have understood what exact the ethical hacking is. Now let me talk about what is the penetration testing. Like finding a vulnerability from in a system or a network or application, that is known as penetration testing. Like If real hacker is going to exploit my system, which mean I am the person, I will be the person, so that will be able to identify my weakness, so that will be able to work on it. And more into this, like the industry compliances like ISO PCIDS, if I just want to maintain all my compliances, want to have my all regulatory compliances, which mean this is the requirement for security testing. After testing my effectiveness of a security measure, which mean that whatever the recommendation will be getting after like from this simulation, the simulation can be the dynamic analysis, can be any static, like will be having at least idea these are the improvements should have to do it right now. Then next, what type of the penetration testing we have? Black box testing, white box, and gray box. The first one is black box, which mean not having much knowledge of system and just going to try it in an external attack. White box means having a knowledge, having an idea what exact the system it is, which mean like take an example, the attacker if is not having any of the knowledge, just to simulate no as a normal external attack, which mean black boxing. If having a complete knowledge what exact the system is, what are the port right now, and going to check it out the security breach but in an internal system, that kind of a mechanism is known as white box. Gray box mean like see, no knowledge, black box. Having knowledge, white box. Partial knowledge, gray box. Now let we try to understand what are the stages of a penetration. The first stage, the same like ethical hacking, the first stage is planning and reconciliation. And the second stage is scanning. The third stage is gaining access. The fourth stage is maintaining access. The last stage is analysis and WAF configuration. Let me try to understand each one of one by one. Planning mean like just to find it out the scope, objective, and to decide which one will be the testing method. It can be it can be black box, white box, or a gray box, which mean will be going to decide it according to the objective. For external mean black external mean like this is already shown like black box. Like if going to test it for an internal, which mean white box. After deciding all, thereafter we'll try to get the whole information about the target. Information about the target mean like we'll try to get at least a network map, like we have a network mapper, we have a different type of tool that are available in the Kali Linux, like even WHOIS, the who is what exact the use of this website is. This website actually providing get like information gathering is very necessary. Like first of all, actually what kind of a data they are going to retrieve, like what will be the DNS IP, even mx detail. I will be showing you how actually they are going to retrieve all kind of this mx detail, the email detail, which means if they are already having that kind of a detail, domain record detail, mx detail, even the mailer detail, thereafter they can easily target it out. Second phase, which is scanning phase. Scanning phase is divided into two parts, static and dynamic analysis. Static analysis mean just like take an example, they just have got an access there, accordingly will be inspecting the code without execution. In dynamic analysis, which mean they are going to test application behavior but in a real time. There and next we have the gaining access. Gaining access mean gaining access mean like already like we have a SQL injection access. Like right now, they already have a complete detailed information, have a complete subdomain information. After getting the whole subdomain information, will try to get an access. For getting an access, like select a star from table name where a username equal to 1 equal to 1 and the password equal to there accordingly, which mean will try to inject a query of which that kind of why they are going to do is for getting an unauthorized control. That all come under the gaining access. Thereafter, maintaining access. Maintaining access mean like the backdoor entry. Like backdoor entry mean like when they are able to get an access, which mean for persistence of this will be going to create a backdoor. Backdoor is executable, like this will be the portable executable file which the the attacker or ethical hacker will be going to set it in a system so that anytime if we want to get again access of that system having a privilege will be able to stimulate it, like this kind of a formation actually, like why they are going to do is actually the real attacker what exactly they want to do is they want to have a long term access. They just want to simulate it, like they just want to understand it, what exact the behavior of a person, because they are not going to hack your system, they are going to even hack you. By creating an curiosity they will be going to judge your mindset, they are going to analyze you, like by maintaining an access, which mean what exactly we are going to going to browse it, what exactly we are going to search on it. Why? Because the last step, that is the analysis and reporting. Analysis mean finding a document finding whatever the vulnerability, what and how they have accessed the data. They will be providing all this documentation for improving the security defense to the organization. These all are the phases of penetration testing. Then next, let we try to understand what type of a method they are actually going to apply. Like we'll be having a external testing, internal testing, blind testing, double blind, and last is target testing. Like first one is like after understanding the whole, which mean let we try to understand is take an example, like first we have understood, like first test is getting the information, identify the threats, which mean that let we try to understand it in this all five types. First one is external testing. External testing mean like don't have any idea what exact the detailed information is. For getting the whole detailed information, they will be trying to target a website, will be trying to target a domain, and there accordingly will be trying to retrieve the whatever the subfolder detail, whatever the detail they can easily get it out. After getting the whole detail, external detail, then like now because at the on the first time, let me take an example of hacker1.com. On the first attempt, which mean the attacker is not having any idea, attacker will be just going to attacker is just going to get the detail, which mean will be trying to apply hack Kali Linux tool for performing the whole task. And after this, now having an idea, these are the subfolder, these are the domain, like I can target it on this. Then we have the second method, which is the internal testing method. Internal testing method mean like hacking an employee account. Internal testing method mean like going to attack inside the organization, like into internal security threat. Blind testing. Blind testing mean like when the attack, see, like blind testing mean the attacker even not having any idea, blindly just going to create a one code having a multiple domain list and just randomly going to apply on this. Let us suppose any vulnerability, if the real hacker going attacker going to find it out, there accordingly will be going to approach it. That kind of a testing is known as blind testing. Next one is double blind. Double blind mean like neither the security team nor the organizations know, which mean that like what exactly that attacker will be doing is like will just going to create a one for loop for getting the domain detail, and will be going to create a one logic, and after this whatever the logic, it will be going to apply it all the on all the domain, which mean the security team nor the organization knows about the test and simulation, will be trying to simulation an unexpected attack. Last one is targeted testing. Targeted testing mean the tester and security team collaborate in a real time for improving the defenses. For improving the defenses mean like many organization even trying to approach to the ethical hacker. Like this is the application that we right now we are on a testing version, and kindly test it out, and with the collaboration of the ethical hacker they are going to provide a new real application with complete um, with complete security. Like that all are the methods of our penetration testing we have. Now, like for penetration testing, like we do have a different tool like nmap. Like what exact the nmap tool is, this tool is used for security scanner like nmap network map, like finding the host and all the services. And thereafter we have the nessus, which is again also a vulnerability scanner. Vulnerability scanner mean like to find the common vulnerability, like to find like whether it is having a cross vulnerability, whether it is having an internal vulnerability, all the vulnerability will be able to find it out using this nessus. Then we have the wireshark. Wireshark is actually the packet analyzer that is used for capturing and analyzing the traffic. Last one we have is this is a web application security tool. Even this tool is used for used for finding the security issue related in my application. Like now, let we try to understand. Let we try to do all the things in a practical manner so that everyone will be having an understanding. Let me first of all the Kali Linux that is we already have installed there accordingly will be applying this. Like first task was information gathering. Information gathering mean like with the help of this DNS tool just need to retrieve the whole information. It can be the subdomain information, mail server information, or a zone server transfer information, which mean that the first tool that is already pre-installed in this for information gathering, let we try to use that tool, and there accordingly let we try to understand is first of all, like for using this tool, very first task is we just need to open this Kali Linux. I hope all have already installed this Kali Linux. After opening this Kali Linux, let me just open a terminal. After opening of this terminal, the first command we have is DNS. DNS. The first tool that we will trying to use it for provide getting the DNS information, which is DNSN. Let me first try to write it. The first one DNSN hyphen H. As you can see right now, this will be pre-installed, which means that we do not need to install it, and will be provide. See hyphen H mean help. In this, when we just type a hyphen H, will be providing us a version detail, will be providing us the complete like how what kind of a flags, what kind of you can say, as you can see right now. Here we have hyphen H, hyphen help, which means we do have a two option. Either we can just type hyphen H or we can type with the hyphen help, the same result it will be providing to us. And let me try to understand it. The see you can see first of all, if let us suppose if I just want to test the like want to understand what exact the domain name is, what kind of a detail it is containing, with this then DNSNM will be responsible for providing the whole detail. Like it is having a lot of commands. We'll be trying all the command one by one. Let we first of all, like, will be targeting, will not be going to apply this testing, this information gathering enumeration on any of the other domain. Will be trying to use hackers one. Why? We already, this hackers one will be going to you hacker one. Hacker one, this platform will be going to you, will not be going to use any other platform. And for vulnerability check, let me try to find a one URL. On that URL, will be checking a vulnerability, like HTTP, this website login, and will be taking a randomly. Do not try anything, any penetration testing it on any of the external, because the reason is this, whatever I'm just going to show you, I just showing to you, show you for learning purpose right now. As you can see right now, this is not secure website. And when we are just going to try it on a login, when we are going to try it on a login, we'll be trying to understand the whole network mapper, how actually going to retrieve this network using using a packet tracing. But before understanding of this, like, we'll be first using a hacker one link. Let me try to understand in a more better way. See, this will provide me the subdomain detail, mail server detail, as well as June transfer detail, which mean like having a flag bit. Take an example. If I want to retrieve the all the detail in a recursive manner, that means recursion on the subdomain. As you can see, brute force all discover domain that have an NS record. Let me try to apply a one command, DNS no. As you can see right now, it is providing me a name server detail like a.ns.hacker1.com. All have an understanding right now. Like, see, first one, it is just providing me the IP address, like hacker1.com is going to be having a two, which mean that having, they just have maintained all the traffic with the two IP. After this, providing me a name server detail as well. Thereafter, will be providing me the MX server detail as well, like what exact the MS server they are using. Thereafter, still trying to retrieve the June detail. That means going to bind DNS, which mean that like this brute forcing with even going to try to get the whole DNS detail right now. As you can see right now, when the person is having the name server detail, let me try it on any of the other website as well, so that we'll be getting to know what exact the name server is. Like, all have an understanding of like the SSL, like Cloudflare site. As you can see, what exactly this Cloudflare is actually doing, like this is a content delivery network services it provides, which mean, let us suppose I just have a domain, I have bought it from any of GoDaddy or a Namecheap, and I need to spend the money on a SSL as well. If I do not want to buy it, this Cloudflare will be providing me a facility to use a free of cost SSL. As you can see, other than this, not only just going to provide me the SSL facility free of cost, will be going to provide me that this kind of a facility, like will be, well, like DOS mitigation. It will, like, what if anyone is going to attack on it, having a facility of under attack. As you can see right now, having a facility of like protection against DOS injection, protection, like by default it will redirect to a HTTP to a HTTPS. Now If I have a domain, let us suppose, let me take an example on this. If I have a domain on a GoDaddy, I'm just going to take a random name. Take an example, my domain test ABC on a GoDaddy. What exactly I just need to do it thereafter in this domain. Take an example, if I'm going to buy this domain for a 1 year or a 2 year, that means this will not going to provide me the SSL. For getting this SSL, I will be having a two choice, which mean if I just want to buy this SSL from this organization GoDaddy, as you can see right now, as you can see right now, SSL cost, it will be costing like ideal for a one website, like will be costly, like need to pay more for 3,500. It mean that what exactly we can do is I just need will be having a one search option. In this search option, just need to fill this domain name, whatever the domain that I have just perceived, let us suppose hacker1.com. After this, it will be able to fetch this name server detail. Fetch this name server detail will be providing you a name server detail of Cloudflare. After providing this, what exactly, how we can connect this Cloudflare to a GoDaddy? I just need to open my account where I have purchased the domain. Just need to change Cloudflare. I'm just going to show you so that we'll be able to understand in a more better way. Just going to open one new. As you can see right now, Udemy, this is an education website, like having a wildcard detection. What exactly the wildcard detection? Name server right now you can say, which mean that they have not bought SSL. What exactly they have done is, which mean they just have gone on this Cloudflare website, search, submitted the submitted the domain, and thereafter Cloudflare is going to provide the zone, going to provide this zone number, like going to provide this name server. And next task will be going need to replace this name server with the domain name server. And thereafter will be, which mean, let we try to understand how actually it can be very harmful for us, like if the attacker will be having an idea what like of that kind of information. Like ethical hacker or an attacker, the firstly will go to the site. After going to this site, will be going to type this like DNSNM, and thereafter domain. After putting a domain name, will be having a complete detail like hosting address, will be having a complete detail of name server, will be having a complete detail of mails, mail server. Mail server, like mail server is, let us suppose if I just have bought a hacker1 to domain hacker1.com and going to send an email like abc at the rate, like let us suppose I'm just going to show you so that we'll be more able to understand. Like As you can see, like where hacker1 at the rate where hacker1.com, which mean that like if I'm just going to send it on this email, which mean that which mail server is right now going to respond, the hacker is right now having an information like going to respond it on these mail server. That means you can directly target it to this IP. And this is the phase, actually this is the information gathering phase. Like right now like just having only the domain name knowledge, but right now having a complete knowledge what exact the host address is right now, what is the IP right now. Let we just I'm just going to open a new tab, and let me try to use this command, ping command. Let me check it out whether it is going to be response or responding or not. Ping 104.8. As you can see right now, we are able to retrieve this detail. And take an example, I'm just going to open a new tab and just going to ping hacker1.com. As you can see right now, 172.64.1.151.42. See, in this information gathering, we are getting a response from this IP, which means with this, able to confirm it out as well, will be able, the attacker will confirm like whatever the which IP is right now giving me a response. Like having a two IP from like see as you can see right now from 104 we are given getting a response from 172, like we just use a normal command like ping command hacker1. With this we'll be able to at least get it get an idea this is the like what exact the domain right now is domain IP is right now. Thereafter having a detail of wildcard. And thereafter, let we try to use more command for this DNN so that we'll be having a more understanding. Let us suppose I just want to check it out DNS enum and who just want to get the who is lookup if I want to get the domain like registration detail. Like we do have a two-way for getting a registration detail. That first way is like that we all are doing it for just for gathering information. Like the ethical tool that are already available, there accordingly we are doing. First tool we have is the one application. For this, just need to go to the private window and thereafter need to open this website. Like we'll be checking like who is lookup for this. I'm just going to type the same URL that we are using right now, the hacker one, hacker1.com. Here you can see this will be able to retrieve the detail of register like hacker1.com, like Cloudflare Incorporation, like what exact the URL right now, like just for providing like providing the SSL facility, having a complete MX record, storing all name server detail. Like as you can see right now, the domain, domain that ans.hacker1.com, the same we are retrieving it from even from here as well. As you can see, a.ns.hacker1.com, ans.hacker1. Same detail, we are retrieving it from this URL as well. And even able to retrieve what exact the location of this, like what exact the IP, even the location like California, like actually, and thereafter we'll be able to retrieve the IP history as well. And there, according, see, as you can see, the complete who is record here right now, which mean the attacker right now having information like from where it is going to be redirected, what exact the, you can say, the max mx record it is, like from the which one is the mail server. Take an example, if the hacker just want to retrieve only the who is detail, not by using this command, then just need to type this command like one.com. As you can see right now, it is right now completely going to provide the complete who is detail right now, ns record, the complete ns record, like yeah, address, rp, advanced research protocol, all the detail, the rp detail fully complete, able to retrieve the whole information, which mean that like the tool data is already available in the Kali Linux. As you can see right now, how like how beneficial these tools are, like for getting the whole detail. Just by typing a single command, we'll be able to retrieve the whole detail. Like having, which mean the first step is to gather information, whatever the information can gather. After gathering information, will try to target a machine. Targeting a machine mean should be able to trying to get the information related to which port is right now responding, and what type of the, what exactly the IP address to which can get an access. There accordingly will be trying to apply a technique, and thereafter like the brute forcing with just, still it is right now in a running state. I have, see, as you can see, like very important one is like whatever the information is getting right now, just need to put it in a file. Like it can be the JSON file, it can be a text file. So that we'll be able to open a file and will be able to get that detail if anytime needed. Let us suppose the attacker has just ethical hacker just have used this DNS random command and able to get all MX record detail, which we need to put it in a document. So putting it in a document, as you can see right now in this, when we have next, I'm just going to quit it, controls by control C, then DNS, which mean right now not will be using a, will be using output. Why this is, see, as you can, I have already shown it here, which mean that the output mean like whatever the result, whatever the detail, it will be here, which mean output, like take an example, the result data dot txt for hacker1.com, of hacker1.com, which mean that when I'm just going to execute this command, by default whatever the detail it is going to shown it here, that detail it will be going to store it in a one file, result data.txt file as well. Like this is the benefit of this tool, and how actually the hackers getting this detail by applying the command. As I hope you all are able to understand it, which mean now After understanding the whole, let we try to do the next tool, which is the Python programming tool, which means that this NockPy is not available in this Kali Linux. If we want to install this NockPy, then we just need to open a GitHub repository. After opening a GitHub repository, actually we have a two-way. I already have installed this NockPy, but I will be showing you what exactly the way it is for installing NockPy and what why this NockPy is actually. I just like let us suppose want to get right now having an idea. These are the mail server. These are the DNS zone. Right now want to get to know what exact the subdomain, what exact the hidden assets that are available in this domain, which mean that all kind of that related information can be gathered into using a NockPy. Let we go into this Kali Linux and just going to open this your Google. After opening a Google, just need to write down the knock. When you're going to open the knock by the first link that this link will be containing the Python. The Python code all Python code mean which mean this is a setup.py file. As you can see right now, the NockPy, it is a, you can say this is designed for getting the all subdomain. Like what, first of all need to take a target domain, thereafter will be providing you the all detail later to this. After this, not only just having installation, having a one more benefit of this NockPy as well. Take an example, if we want to use it, like if you want to import as a module, like having an understanding of Python technology, which means we can import it as a module as well. After importing this package, which mean with the help of Python programming, will be able to run this knockby. But right now we'll be trying to understand this is open sourcely available. This is under GPL license 3.0. Let we try to use this knockby in a Kali Linux. The first task is, when the very first task is, like we do have a two-way. First way is, first of all need to download this zip file. After downloading this zip file, extract the whole files. After extracting all the files, like knockmaster, here this is the file which contain the code. That code will be having an ability to find it out the code, but actually I already have installed everything right now. Let us suppose if I'm just going to write down the knockpy. As you can see, providing me the complete detail, which mean which GitHub repository I have used, and how actually if you want to install this knockpy, just type knockpy the second way. When you are going to type a knockpy, which mean that it will be showing this like this knockpy is not available. Do you want to install it? Y/n option. When you just click it on a Y option, then after it will by default type a command, sudo command. That command I just have shown it here as well. This knock command, sudo apt get installed knockpy. By default, it will be installed it in your browser, in your command prompt, in your shell. Then by typing a knockpy -b, let us suppose, will be able to check it out this which version is right now you have installed. Like after installing this knockpy, let me first understood this. Like see, after downloading this knockpy, as you can see right now, the knockpy actually why they have designed it, like actually when we just take call information gathering, we have a two resources for information gathering. One is the active resource, second one is the passive resource. As you can see right now, here we have already mentioned it there. Like this is the passive way. This is not an active way, this is a passive way. Whatever the information like we are going to retrieve right now, that we are going to retrieve it passively. After retrieving the whole information passively, their next, whatever our understanding is, there accordingly will be this all the things just to get to more information as much as we can. After this, let we try to like see in this, having a multiple, like having a multiple option like hyphen recons. Let we try to use this subdomain reconnaissance. Thereafter we'll be applying a brute force, and lastly the will be checking it out what exact the path to a word file, how we can, this is required for a brute force. Let we first try to apply knockpy. See, in this, just need to type a first option knockpy hyphen d, and thereafter domain name, and lastly just need to apply like hyphen recon. Recon mean like minus minus recon, which mean enable subdomain. Like will be providing you the subdomain information. When we just go and click it on there, as you can see, right now it is just getting into a process like 83%, 85%, and thereafter, as in a result, it will be providing you the complete detail of IP, will be providing you the complete detail like is it HTTP, is it HTTPS or the cert. As as we will be seeing all the things right now, and thereafter what other command we have, like take an example, if I just want to get a custom user agent string, if I want to put it out, like all the things that are actually we can do it using this. As you can see right now, let me just wait it for providing us a response. Till then, let me try to understand like api.hackerone.com, which mean two IP address. Those are responding like from the Cloudflare. Every result will be available it here as well, but it will be taking a time. Let we try to understand like what there next, what kind of a things we can do it here. Like the first one is, take an example, if I just want to install it in my local machine learning code, we can install it with this, like Knox subdomains. After installing of this, we have a multiple way, we have a multiple option with that we can use it, like knockpy hyphen d domain name hyphen recon or hyphen brute force. And even though we can save whatever the detail we just are going to retrieve, if we want to save it out, we do have an option of saving as well. Like after installing, take an example, if I want to use it in machine learning, then we'll be having an option of importing the file as well. As you can see right now, completely providing the whole detail. Reconstant 100% providing me the whole detail. A b.ns.hacker1.1, a.ns.net, which mean whatever the detail that I just have got it from this DNSNM. Right now, having more detail right now, either it is HTTP, HTTPS, cert, all the detail it is right now providing to me. In-depth detail it will be providing to me. How actually right now you will be able to understand it, how actually the ethical hacker utilizing the tool that are used, that are available for information gathering. Still it is, see, as you can see right now, able to get 16 domains. 16 domain mean like subdomain actually. See, as you can see right now, the hacker1.co.com providing me the whole detail of each and every subdomain through which the attacker is right now got to know like Zendesk 243 having a CMI and what exact the request is like from the HTTPS, and Cloudflare is right now responsible for converting this HTTP request to a HTTPS. Like this is the responsibility of Cloudflare. Like whatever the request getting it from HTTP will be by default redirected to a HTTPS. Is take an example like if I'm just going to search it on this HTTP, by default it is going to be redirected to HTTPS. This is actually going to be happen by with the help of Cloudflare. Now let me type the more command so that we'll be having a more understanding of this. Right now I just have applied both. Now it means that enabling a subdomain brute forcing as well. Let me go into this slide and we'll try to understand it. See, see, right now able to understand what exactly the knockby is. Like this is the subdomain enumeration tool. And this tool is not available. If we want to download this tool, we just need to go to the GitHub repository, just need to search in a browser knockby. Thereafter, we'll be having a first link of GitHub repository and go to that link, and thereafter just need to download a code. In code segment, having an option of download zip file. After downloading the zip file, then we just need to extract all the file. After extracting all file, need to open a shell. After opening a shell, after opening a shell, when we type a knockpy, then we'll be having an option. Knockpy is not installed. Do you want to install? With this installation command, we will be able to install it. After this installation, what exactly we have seen, like we do have the basic enumeration, how we can perform this basic enumeration. Even what exactly we are doing right now, I just have applied the not the basic one, the brute force as well, but it will take a time. Why it is taking a time? Because dependent it on like getting the whole information from from the domain. But this is my humble request, do not try it on the unauthorized domain. Like this all the things I'm just going to show you for learning purpose. And having a different flag option, like let me try another option, like for like what exact the another option it can do, we can apply it on that. Like DNS enum we have already used. Knockpy. As you can see right now with this brute force, like here I just have applied the brute force approach, here I just have applied the normal approach. Let we try to understand that another tool which is the natcat. Let we first understand is what exactly the natcat is, thereafter we'll be trying to apply use this natcat as well. Like this is a versatile networking tool which is used for reading a data across the network, like which mean till now we are able to at least configure, we are able to identify what exact the network is, what exact the DNS is. Like this is often called Swiss Army knife as well. Why it is called Swiss Army knife, we will be able to understand all the things just within a minute or two. First, let me see what exactly this natcat include. Like it will including a data transferring, relaying, port scanning. Like till now, not able to retrieve the whole port 80, 80, 80, and thereafter having a reverse shell as well. Creating a chat. Creating a chat mean like enabling a chat feature as well. Like take like client server feature, like sir one is going to response like hello, will be able to see it on a this another, having a TCP commands mode. This the all it contain this natcat. And let me trying to understand this natcat as well. Just go into the terminal. For this, as you can see right now, natcat is completely open source. Let me try to use this natcat. For natcat, I'm just going to clear all netcat -h, which mean that a same way, like the two three tool that we have just used till now, the DNS Phenom, like the last tool that we have used, and right now we are going to use the netcat. Majorly, like this tool that we have used, the NogPy, the majorly the first tool was for getting the like MX record entry, all DNS. Second tool we have tried to utilize it for getting a subfolder detail. But the third tool that we will be using it for getting the local port number, complete port detail right now. So as you can see, let me first understand what exact the command in this netcat, and thereafter we'll be trying to apply. See, for netcat, first one is if we want to port scan a port, take an example like port 80. This is local host port number 80. Like 8080 is like port number 80 3306. Like 3306 port number is used for MySQL. That means for PHP MyAdmin going to respond my MySQL always use a port number 3306. But like if I'm just going to type localhost here, as you can see right now, like 80 number port, 8080 number port, which mean if we want to check this port number is open or not, then we just need to type this command like nc -zv domain name 80. And domain name mean like hacker1.com, that will be your target domain. And let us suppose I just want to check, apply it on a range. Range mean like port scanning from the range. Like will be, let us suppose I just want to check how many port are right now open within this range. Then we have an option. Like thereafter, like simple chat, listening and connecting, that I just have shown you, having a facility of a chat, creating a chat, like that all the things like simpling chat, listening and connecting chat we want to create. Then we have a command. With that we will be able to do it in this. And having a two symbol that actually uses like less than and greater than and less than symbol, which mean that like sender and receiver file receive and all the things like will be able to perform it using this netcat. And listening to a reverse shell like attacker machine listen to the incoming shell call, this also can be done it with the using a netcat. Let me try to use the command netcat. Here you can see already showing this 80 number is already available right now, which mean that take an example, if I'm just going to change it to just for learning purpose only like my own website like futureview.co.in, what exactly it will be showing. As you can see right now, inversing right now it is going to be failed but showing that this 80 number port is open. And let me try the another command like with like providing a range. After providing a range, let me check it out like on this my URL. This will check it from the range like the range that I have defined right now like 20 to 100. The result will be providing the complete detail. Result will be providing the open range. Similar way, we do have another commands as well that are that we can use it because this command will be definitely take a time. The reason will be checking it from first port to a all another port. Till now, let me try to understand it. The fact that I just have is like what exact the difference in this penetration testing and a ethical hacking. Like if the scope is completely well defined, which mean penetration testing very less in a less manner it is defined, which is ethical. And the main target is to defend the system against any threats. This is a rule of penetration testing. And in ethical hacking, the main target is to break the system. And the third point, which is very significant, like having a time frame in a testing in a penetration testing we perform. But when we perform ethical hacking, will not consider any of the time frame for our testing. And penetration testing obviously will be in a defensive measure, and ethical hacking will be in a offensive measure. This is the major difference between penetration testing and a ethical testing. And let me check if the command still it is in a running state. I hope you all are able to understand all the tool that we have discussed. And thereafter, let me move to the next next case study, next machine learning, which will be more interesting even this because we have we because the machine learning actually this machine learning what exactly the machine learning is doing, the person having a great understanding of all the phases, which mean that with the help of writing a code can do that process just within a minute or a minute or a second. But again, I'm just going to show all the things just for a education purpose only. And the first one more tool like the three tool that we have seen right now that we have shown to you, the netcat, knockpy, and this DNS and one website, which mean the four. Right now, I'm just going to use the another tool so that everyone will be able to more able to understand it. Like In this I will be using SCAPI library. Why this library is used for? This library is used for packet manipulation simulation. After this, let me first install this library. After installation of library, which mean that I need to call this library, which mean from SkyPy will be having a multiple Python file, whatever, which mean with the help of import star, random and time, three library I just need to use. And why I'm just going to use this SkyPy library, which means this library is used for crafting and analyzing the network. Like we have a nmap already. I think many of other faculty member already shown to you the nmap, but we do have another option as well for analyzing the network packet. That's why that means I just have used this just for maintaining a relevance. And thereafter the random library mean like just to generate the random number. Lastly, the time library, which mean within a time constraint that I just have shown you. Penetration testing mean like should have to perform a test but within a time constraint. Thereafter, I just have created a basic network scan function. The benefit of this network scan function just shown you here as well. Like just going to use it for a just going to use it for a education purpose only, which mean just going to check it out whether this is simulated or not. Let me after this, which mean able to execute it, what kind of information it will be going to provide right now. This will be if any of the exception it will be having will be going to show an exception. If not having any of the exception, which mean that will be providing me the detail. Let me call this basic network scan. Here you can see right now, I am just going to use my own IP 192.168.1.1, which means take an example. If I'm just going to call it this IP, able to retrieve this, like this is my Wi-Fi router IP, which means I'm not going to penetrate it on any other resource, just going to use my resource. This is right now. And most of the time you have seen this thing, like whenever we say this thing, like as you can see that now what exact the platform right now I'm using a window platform right now. And thereafter after the scanning of this, which mean I'm able to check out the proper authorization. Here you can see right now it is showing right now host is up, which mean able to open this host. Like we have like 127 to 127, this is a loopback IP. 1 to 192.16.1.1, which means if I just want to see my user detail, like if I want to change my Wi-Fi password, I will be able to do. Which means it is showing right now which ports are right now open. The port 80 is open, port 44, 44.3 is open, and showing 22 is also open. And the operating system which is detected right now, it is simulated, which mean this simulation, the benefit of this SkyPy that I have shown to you here, the benefit of this SkyPy is like as you can see, able to analyze my network. Not only the network, it is also able to provide me the operating system. Like till now, ethical hacker is having a complete knowledge of DNS, having a complete knowledge of having a complete knowledge of mail server, having a complete knowledge of June, and thereafter use the next other for retrieving a more into the information. Like with this machine learning, able to retrieve other information as well. This is just, I just have written it for normal networking, like basic network function I just have performed. Anyone having a great understanding, like with this, like the pi library that I have shown to you, like I'm just shown to you like this knock pi. Take an example, if someone is having a great understanding of, like, let I'm just going to show you how actually we can do it. Like, as you can see right now, I just have, like, let me try to use it by using a Python, like same knock library. We have seen it by using a Kali Linux. Let me check it out by using this normal Python. Like, I'm just going to change this hacker1.com. Let me check it out what exact the result we are getting. As you can see right now, just apply, see, recon true, brute force true, and word list showing none. Let me check it out what exact the result we are getting, which mean that how beneficial is right now the technology we have. Just need to install one Python library. After this, in a open collab, after this, just need to import call the function knockpy. Thereafter, just need to provide a domain. But make sure whatever the domain that you are going to target is, that domain should be like the authorized one, which means you will be the authorized person for performing that kind of attack. Even thereafter, like this is, we just have understood like what exact the alternate option we have, like this SkyPy, the third alternate option. Right now, we are just going to run the NockPy. After running this NockPy, having a third more option have as well that I'm just going to, for this, I'm just going to show you first. There accordingly will be able to understand. Like in this, I will be using SkyPy, Nmap, and and this Pramaco as well. Why am I using this? Because we'll be using a, like for this we'll be using a get pass, which mean what, like as you can see in that we'll be having an option of this, like in this option we have, in this we are having an option of scanning a multiple port. Let we do the same task but using a this Python library. With this Python library we'll be able to scan all the port with the help of nmap. After scanning all the port, thereafter we can check it out the vulnerability as well, like the common vulnerability, the web vulnerability already have an idea, like it can be the SQL injection and other vulnerability. Let me checking it out all, and thereafter the IP address for this testing website, what exactly the target IP will be taking my own IP. This URL that is available that I have shown you during the starting of session, that URL I will be using it for target this website I will be using test PHP vulnerability web. You will be able to see what exact the vulnerability we are getting. Let we first retrieve the whole detail. After retrieving the whole detail, then we will be going to target a port, which means the first task that we just have done is just to detect the operating system detail, just to get that port detail. After getting the whole port detail and which one is open right now, I am just going to target that port right now. As you can see right now, able to get a complete detail. What exactly is not available, what exactly the, you can say, http, the whole in detail right now, the information I just have gathered right now. Let we try to apply nmap, like network mapper. First of all, let we first install all necessary library. Which mean after installing all the library, there next, these are the like packages that we needed for. Just a second, just need to install nmap as well. Let we just install the nmap. Install nmap, which mean why we are getting this. See right now, as it is showing right now, not having an nmap module right now, which mean we just need to install this nmap. For installing of nmap, first of all, need to check it out. Need to check it out, like pip command is used for installing an nmap, like having a, this is a python map that we need to install, which mean like in this it will be going to provide me the nmap path. After providing the nmap, which mean we are able to run it, which mean this is a python package nmap that I am just going to use. After installing of this, then just need to check it out. What, see in the what exactly I have done it in this function right now. With the help of nmap, will be going to scan all the port. After scanning all the port, which mean after scanning all the port, which mean 1 to 1000, will be which is scanning the 1 to 1000 port, and whatever the port it will be, like the state and all the detail, it is going to provide to me. Let we run it, which mean not having any exception in this function. And thereafter just need to check it, create a vulnerability scan. Vulnerability scan mean, or we understood this thing, this will be having a vulnerability, this is just created is for checking a vulnerability. Let we check it out with this machine learning, whether it is going to able to find it out. I'm just going to target my own ip, this targeting ip, and thereafter going to give this login detail, where I just have provided target IP, target website, username, and a password. Password randomly just place it. Like it can be that all dependent it on. If we are just going to randomly placed multiple password, we just can create a file for that as well. During this run test, will be first of all checking out all the port scanning. Thereafter, scanning, as you can see right now, first of all, scan the port for 192.1, which is my own IP. Thereafter, this IP, this is my target URL, which is in this target URL, going to scan it. As you can see right now, here it is able to find it out the potential vulnerability. Potential vulnerability. Why it is going to find it out? Because this is vulnerability test website. Even a not secure website, not having any security, that is in this able to see HTTP and able to find it out the vulnerability as quickly how quickly it is right now with the help of machine learning. Why? Because which mean we right now, if right now we have a two option, like using a UI tool, have a very great understanding, use it with, but importantly should have an understanding of command. But right now, the same task I have done it in front of you. Every task I have shown to you, every task done in front of you right now, but using a machine learning, the complete penetration testing. I'm just going to conclude it right now. What exactly we have understood is, and what exact I just have started from very big beginning. Beginning mean like what exactly the ethical hacking, why it is important. After understanding is we had just have understood by the insight, like how the what are the causes of data breach, like according to employee, like we have seen like 23 percentage of because of stress the data is going to be breach. And thereafter we have seen like what exactly whether we this data breach is going to be intentionally or accidentally. As we have seen like employee data including a personal detail, like a kind of a salary information, 40% is intentionally. This is a alarming sign actually, like which mean we just need to take care of all the things, like this is our responsibility as well, because organizational employees are the pillar of any organization. There next we have seen what exact is trending right now: cyber war, ransomware, info stealer, edge devices, and why cloud. Cloud mean how they are going to target it, targeting it by using a, because having a poor API securities in a cloud. In seen the stat, like in the education sector, like weekly attack around 3.5k plus, and ransomware victim we have seen 10 percentage of ratio, 58 percentage info stealer, and median ransom payment that in 2024 was 200k dollar. Thereafter, we have seen what type of ethical hacking we have and understood each and every hacking type. There next, what type of the hacker we are having, like white hacker, black hacker, and gray hacker. The five phases actually. First one is reconciliation that I just have shown you in implementation as well. The scanning, gaining access, maintaining access, and last was phase was covering a track. Covering a track mean like just hacker actually want to not like want to do not show anything to the normal user. It will react it as a undetectable, all these things. Thereafter we have understood what exactly the penetration testing is, what kind of a types of penetration testing, like categorize in like no prior knowledge black box, complete knowledge white box, and the gray knowledge mean having a partial knowledge. We have seen different stages that we have understood as by by like what, like planning mean having a scope objective, and testing method scanning mean two-way static or dynamic. Thereafter we have what exact the mean of gaining an access, like finding an vulnerability that I have shown it in machine learning code by using a URL, maintaining access, analyzing and reporting. what type of a method we are having. We have a five method, which were external testing, internal, blind, double blind, and target testing. Thereafter, we have seen what kind of a tool that are available, like Wireshark. And I just have thereafter we have seen what kind of a tool that can be used for information gathering, like DNS, Anom. All the things we have seen it with implementation in Akali Linux, like this. For this, the URL that I have used is hacker1.com for all, like most of the time. This is testing domain that I have used. Like thereafter, we have seen who is dot domain. Like this is used for see the complete domain registration data. NockPy, which is a Python tool, I have used it in machine learning, in Colab, as well as shown you what will be the way to by using a command we can use it up. Like DNS enum, having like taken example, if we want to see the complete help menu, then hyphen H we have. If we want to see the DNS enumeration, like discovering the subdomain mail server information, then DNS enum domain name. And lastly, if we want to see the who is lookup, then we have a hyphen who is one domain name. And even we will be able to store our files as well with this DNS enumeration. NockPy. It is also a NockPy that we have already understood, having all the command that we can see it by using a hyphen H, like NockPy hyphen D domain name hyphen need to apply, like it will be the brute force, it will be the volume that I just have shown you right now, like NockPy. Just going to quit it from this control first. Actually, still it is going to retrieving the all port detail. Let me just first close it out. I hope all are able to understand this knockpy. This is the command that I am just going to show you, like knockpy. This command knockpy decon and brute force, like for scanning a domain. If we want to start this, we just need to use this flag bits. Thereafter, we have seen netcat. Like this is most useful, like port scanning, reverse shelling, creating a chats, and TCP command for transferring a data. Thereafter, we have seen what kind of a command it will be having and implemented all the command. Lastly, understood penetration versus ethical hacking. And thereafter, I have shown you all the implementation phase, but conditional there's this like legally, which mean whatever I have shown to you, that is just for a education purpose only. In this first shown you the simulation, like how packet can be like packet simulation can be performed, like for analyzing the network packets use sky and thereafter shown you like the outcome. Just I'm just going to show you right now, like see the starting simulation network scan, discovering host is up, and what exact the operating system able to detect it, all the things. Thereafter we have seen like if we want to use knock subdomain like knockpy, then we can easily use it by just by providing the domain, and thereafter having a parameter. First parameter will be domain DNS, and there accordingly that all depended on us. If recons true, which mean going to apply this both brute force and recon, able to retrieve the whole detail result, complete information. Thereafter we have seen like how we can use this in map library for which is a network mapper. And there, I just have created a port scanning with the help of which means scanning a first 1,000 port. That and lastly, the web vulnerability. For web vulnerability test, I just have used this URL test php dot just for check it out with because having a one vulnerability, so that everyone will be able to understand is whether it is actually working or not. As you can see right now, able to scan the port, able to retrieve the result, common vulnerability and potential vulnerability has been founded on this URL. As you can see right now, this thing we have understood in the complete 2 day session. I hope this session will be more helpful for everyone. And lastly, my slogan is stay vigilant and scared, stay scared. And right now, the window is open for asking the query. If anyone having any query can ask me right now.